Australia is among the most environmentally conscious nations in the world. The continent has a delicate ecosystem that is highly vulnerable to the influences of men. Water is one of the most precious commodities on the smallest continent. Protecting the environment has a long history in Australia. A general order issued on October 14, 1802 to the inhabitants of Sydney reads, "If any person whatever is detected in throwing any filth into the stream of fresh water, cleaning fish, washing, erecting pig sites near it, or taking water but at the tanks, on conviction before a magistrate, their houses will be taken down and forfeit £5 for each offence to the Orphan Fund." The Mercedes-Benz F-Cell World Drive that is now crossing Australia will be by no means in jeopardy of being fined for polluting Australia's environment. To the contrary, because the only exhaust from the F-Cell is water. Hi, I'm Anita Anthony and you're watching Echo Trek. The Mercedes-Benz F-Cell World Drive will cross Australia on the southern route from Sydney to Melbourne, Adelaide to Perth. 5,500 emission-free kilometers or 3,400 miles in the name of sustainability.
Our F-Cell World Drive has now completed 11,000 kilometers on 2 continents without any technical defects. And that clearly shows that these vehicles are ready to conquer the world. And we are very excited to drive through Australia now.
In Sydney, Christian and Aved, the project leader for the World Drive, met Peter Garrett, one of Australia's most well-known environmental activists. For 25 years, Garrett was the lead singer for Midnight Oil, the Sydney rock band, famous as much for their award-winning music as their outspoken environmental and social activism. He left music to enter politics and was Australia's Minister for the Environment for 4 years and continues to champion environmental sustainability.
It's a regional election evening in Sydney. Peter is extremely busy for his party, but he simply does not want to miss taking a close look at our B-Class F-Cell.
Well, we know a bit about fuel cell technology and we know that we really need to get to zero carbon emissions over time through technologies including for motor vehicles, so it's exciting to see it here in Australia and I think it'll provide a lot of inspiration for Australians generally.
Peter Garrett has become Minister for School Education now. How would he describe to young people his environmental message to companies, politics and citizens?
Well, we all have a responsibility to care and to take action about reducing our greenhouse gas emissions. That's clear. I think for governments and for companies, there's clearly a pretty high level of responsibility for action.
On its second leg, the World Drive passed Kunwarra. It's just a tiny village, but it's officially regarded as Australia's first eco-wise town. Christian also checked out Australia's very first farmers market store, where only products from local farmers are offered 7 days a week.
Now let's see what they have here. Farmers market stores have now become very common nearby to Australia's big cities, as Carol and John tells me. But what she wants is more.
Just imagine if people said, I'm going down to the farmers market shop instead of the supermarket, how the world would be very different. So I'm quite excited by the vision of that happening.
Another ambitious project to bring about environmental awareness is the Plastiki. The Plastiki boat, designed by environmental crusader David de Rothschild, is made from approximately 12,500 reclaimed plastic bottles and features the latest in sustainable design technology. It began its journey in San Francisco and spent 125 days, same amount of time the F-Cell World Drive will travel, and over 8,000 nautical miles to reach its final destination in Sydney late last summer. Christian met not only popular politicians, but famous students too, as the University of New South Wales holds the official record of the fastest solar car in the world.
The students show me the inner workings of the racer. Everything here is designed to weigh as little as possible, and the budget is limited. So to build the car and prepare it for every new race means long days and nights for the project members, which they are happy to sacrifice.
In terms of engineering projects, this is probably one of the most exciting engineering projects I can think of for students. You're trying to make something the best in the world. The most energy efficient vehicles in the world you will probably find on the World Solar Challenge. Everything about this car is optimized to be the most efficient possible, and that's exciting.
To create equal conditions for every contestant of a solar race, each driver must weigh exactly 80 kilograms, which has to be achieved by additional weights, because the cockpit is so tiny that only extreme small and slim people fit properly in. Me not.
Yeah, but it's funny.
At least I reached the... Now this is how I should survive 4 hours of racing.
Well, I'll be planning my route. I'm gonna take real soon. I got an eco-friendly made surfboard. I can't wait for a tube. Wanna be out for the summer. I'm in safari to stay. Tell my producer I'm surfing in Australia. More of that next week on Eco Trip.